Today we are going to start the chapter light. Okay, so let us start this one. In this, first let us see, imagine a room which is dark. Somehow it will appear like this. Imagine you are inside a dark room. Okay, now there is a light. So once we switch on the light, we can see all the things, whatever the objects which are present inside the room, right? So these are all the objects we can be able to see. And how can we see all these things? First, whatever the light rays are there, they will be falling on that. Okay, the light rays will be falling on this object, and then from there the light ray will be traveling through to our eyes, and then we can be able to see the object. Right? See, suppose there is a light ray incident on that, and that ray is passing towards our eye, and then we can be able to see the object. Right? Okay. Now let us start the chapter light. So what is this? Light is a form of energy, okay, that produces sensation of the vision. Okay, it is a form of energy which produces the sensation of the vision. Okay, now, so how the light will be propagating? It is having this rectilinear propagation. So what is the meaning of that? The light travels in a straight line path. Okay, light will be traveling in a straight line path here. Okay, light is traveling in a straight line. Okay, next, see, reflection of the light. Now first concept which we are going to discuss is reflection of the light. So what is this reflection of the light? Let us see. Imagine there is an opaque surface. Okay, imagine there is a mirror here. Okay, right. So which is a opaque surface, means the light cannot be able to pass through this opaque surface. Okay, now a light ray is incident on this opaque surface of the mirror. Okay, let us say it is mirror, and a incident light ray is incident on this mirror at this point. Next, let us say PQ is the incident ray. Okay, next, so once it get incident on the mirror, it will get reflected. After this, it will get reflected, and this ray is known as reflected ray, and let us say QR is the reflected ray. Okay, now let us take at the point of incidence of this on the mirror. Okay, at the point of incidence of the light ray on the mirror, let us consider from that point, draw imaginary line. Draw an imaginary line, and that line should be normal to the surface, which is perpendicular to the surface, and that imaginary line is known as normal. Okay, right. Now, what is the angle between this incident ray and the normal? That is the angle of incidence. Okay, between incident ray and the normal, the angle of incidence. And similarly, between reflected ray and the normal, it is angle of reflection R. And so we got this angle of incidence and angle of reflection. So angle of incidence is the angle between incident ray and normal. Angle of reflection is the angle between reflected ray and the normal. And I and R, those are represented by them. And this angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. Okay, this is the first law of the reflection of light. Understood? Right. Now, laws of reflection. What are the laws of reflection? First one, the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. First law of reflection. Next, second law, the incident ray, the normal and the reflected ray all lies in the same plane. Okay, all lies in the same plane. The incident ray, normal reflected ray at the point of incidence, means at this point of incidence, if we consider all lies in the same plane. Okay, these are the two laws of reflection. Understood? Next, let us see how to make a plane mirror. How do we make a plane mirror? See, usually we will be having the mirror in this way. Okay, this is the front view of the mirror, let us say. Okay, now next, back side of that we will be having some silver. Okay, other side, the opposite side, means there will be two sides for the mirror. Front side will be having that opaque surface, that reflecting surface. So now here we are going to discuss about two types of surfaces. One is reflecting surface. Okay, the region where we observe ourselves in the mirror, or in which we see the objects inside the mirror, that is the reflecting surface. Okay, then other one is the coated surface. Okay, now this here in this mirror we will be able to see that, and that is known as reflecting surface. Okay, this is the, see, this is the front view, this is the side view, means you take this mirror and place it, take this and turn like this, it will become like this, and this is the reflecting surface. And the other side is the opaque surface. Okay, this is also known as coated surface, means on this side it will be coated with some other material like aluminum or silver. Okay, so it behaves like a opaque surface, and this is the reflecting surface. Okay, right. Now, types of reflection. So what are the types of reflection? There are two types of reflection we are going to discuss here. One, that is regular reflection. What is this regular reflection? You take a smooth mirror. On that, whatever the incident light rays are coming and incidenting on that, they all go, see, imagine these are all incident light rays are all parallel to each other. Okay, these are same beam of light rays. Okay, these incident light rays are all parallel to each other. Now after the reflection, whatever the reflected rays are there, those are also parallel to each other. Okay, those light rays are also parallel to each other. Okay, so this is the regular reflection, means if you consider each light ray incident on this one, and if you find out the angle of incidence for that and angle of reflection for that, both will be equal in this case. Okay, the angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection, and you take the first light incident ray, second incident ray, third incident ray, whichever the incident ray you take, and for those the reflected rays will be there, and for each case, in each case, whatever the angle of incidence is there, the angle of reflection will be same. Given here, these are parallel to each other. So in each and every case, the angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. So such a reflection we call it as regular reflection. Okay, considering the smooth mirror here. Okay, the surface is smooth, so that we got this regular reflection. Now what about the second type? See, so before we see that, what are the example? Plain glass, still water, etc. These are all the examples. Okay, now let us see the second one. Second one is irregular reflection. So what is this irregular reflection? You take a rough surface here. Okay, let us take a rough surface. On this rough surface, if you take the same kind of parallel beam of light rays, parallel beam of light rays are there which are incident on this rough surface. Now after the reflection, what is going to happen? See, this will go in one way, this will go in another direction, this is going to be moving in the another direction. So here if you draw the normal and draw the angle of incidence and angle of reflection. If you find out in each case they will not be equal, because the surface is not uniform, the surface is not plane, there will be irregularities in the surface. So what, the reflected rays are not parallel to each other in this case. But whereas in this case, in the regular reflection, whatever the reflected rays are there, those are all parallel to each other. That's because the surface is smooth here, and in each and every case the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, provided all the rays are parallel to each other. But here, even though all the rays are parallel to each other, incident rays are parallel to each other, the reflected rays are not parallel to each other.